It's time to dish with D. That's me. It's Saturday. Well, I'm filming it on Saturday. You might not always watch this on Saturday, but for me, Saturday is weigh-in day and meeting topic du jour here on my channel. So that's what it is for me. Know what I just noticed? That Kristen Fisher's name isn't on the topic. I don't know. Maybe she's not doing the topics anymore, but they're not putting whose name is. Maybe Dish with D should do the topics. I don't know everything, and I will say that out there, but so how'd you do on the scale today, D? Well, I didn't go in and get weighed because we have plans today and we're going to be leaving in probably an hour and a half. So I didn't really have time. I mean, I could have, it just would have been, I wouldn't have had time to eat. Priorities. And Timmy's home, so I wanted to have breakfast with him. Why, though? He was just home last week. But, you know, he wanted corn cakes, so that's what we're going to have as soon as I'm done here. Spoiled child. He's the spoiled child. So the scale, I just got weighed here. So the scale read the same. You know, I'm actually blessed for that because I had a bad weekend. Wasn't the greatest, but I kind of reeled it in the rest of the week. So I sound horrible. I apologize. I don't know. Sinuses are, you know, we have horrible weather here. It's hot, it's cold, it's hot, it's cold. So, you know, I was outside the other day. Now today it was, I think, 15 degrees. I don't know. So I'm happy with that. I actually consider this week a scratch. I really wasn't trying to do anything this week. I was actually even going to skip the weigh-in because, you know, I just, my head wasn't in it at all the last couple of weeks. But we have a challenge coming up on Wednesday and I'm already starting. So I'm gearing up a few days early because, hey, if I'm gearing up, that's a good thing. So I am really looking forward to it. It's just I'm calling it a Lenten challenge for 40 days of doing something for your journey. Whether it be whatever, you know, there's so many things we can do. We know this. There's tracking, there's drinking more water, there's eating more vegetables, there's moving more. You know what I'm saying? There's, you know, maybe some of us need to snack more. Maybe we don't snack enough, so we're ferociously hungry. We should never go into a meal starving. And if you're going into a meal starving, that's never a good thing. I think we just don't eat properly enough. What we could do is we could fit in really 0-point snacks. I mean, snacks get a really bad rap. And I'm not saying treats, I'm saying snacks. And you know I have a thing about treats and snacks. If I remember to link that video, I will in the iCards above. Treats versus snacks. There's a difference. And we also should fit in treats as well, because that's another reason that we binge. We binge because we don't allow ourselves to have something. No food is inherently bad. I say this all the time. You know, if you could fit it in, you could eat it. You know, some of us are on the bandwagon of I'm eating healthy and I'm eating this and I'm eating that. And no food is going to make you sick. No food is going to give you cancer that I know of. You know what I'm saying? Like, so to sit there and say, oh, I'm not, you can have things. Moderation is key. And when you learn that, good things happen and you can make good choices. And when you fit variety of foods in, good things happen. This should be the vlog. This should be the meeting topic, but it's not. I'm going off. All right, let's get to the topic. And if you're in for the challenge, what do you have to do? Nothing really. You just have to be subscribed to get all the vlog information and the vlog topics that I put out here. And if you're on Facebook, you could follow us, Dish with D's crew. Join us there. A lot of things happen there. You know what I'm saying? It's not like you have to be part of the group. It's just, if you don't have Facebook, I can understand that. But if you just want to check in on my email, if you don't do Facebook, you can do that. My email is listed down below as well. Just, hey, I'm checking in. This is what I'm doing. And you want to check in with me once a week? Hey, this is how my week's going. If you need somebody to check in with and you don't do Facebook, check in with me. I don't care. You know, it's a couple keystrokes. Hey, great. You know, I can read your email. And I'm saying, like, I can't have 1,000 people do that. But, you know, a few people, it won't hurt. So don't ever feel it. If you feel alone, you're not. There's a whole people out there that are willing to help you out. So let's get to the topic. If you need for more information about the challenge, if I didn't get specific enough, you know, again, email me. Set a weight goal that works for you. A weight goal. I like this topic. And before we even get into this topic, I'm going to give you my 2 cents on Weight Watchers about that. They don't have a range themselves. They go by, I forgot what it's called. I think it's the BMI chart or something like that. So it's a chart. It's not like they came up with this chart. No, they just take one that's already made. And I don't feel they take into consideration your true age. I'm sorry. I don't think, your true history. Your history is important. If you've been heavy a hell of a long time, I don't think an unrealistic weight goal is manageable for you at this time. But let's get to the topic, because I'm interested in what they have to say. All right, try this. I thought they start off with try this. Usually it's a few things, then try this. This must be somebody else writing these. Do you have grand plans for losing weight? A magic number you want to reach. Here's how to break that probably pretty overwhelming number down into, oh wait, that's a doable step. I'll just go in before I even finish this. When I joined Weight Watchers for the last time, second to last time, I was 270 pounds, and I knew that I had to lose 120 to be in, because you knew what the range was. You knew that. And I thought, 120 pounds. I wanted to walk out that door and go cry, because I thought to myself, how in the hell am I going to do that? That's a person, that's like a teenager. How do you sit there and I remember the whole meeting just thinking, oh my God, how did I let it get this bad? How did I let it get this bad? At least then I think I had a little bit of, like, wow, how did I let it get this bad? Because I finally realized it was bad. At that point, I didn't think it was that bad. And then I remember just sitting there and I thought, I can't think of it as 120 pounds. I have to just hit little 1 pound goals, 2 pound goals, 3 pound goals. Like, get the, what I'm saying? Like, just chip. And then all of a sudden you're at 5 pounds, you're at 10 pounds, you're at 15 pounds, you're at 20 pounds. And then all of a sudden you're at 50 freaking pounds and you're like, oh my God. And then that 120 was now 70. 70 is a little bit easier to swallow than 100. And the word 100 alone is the one that you're like 100 pounds. And I was like, oh my gosh, 100 pounds. And you see people on TV who've lost 100 pounds. You're like, oh. So yeah. Make sure your goal is safe and sustainable. We're talking 1 to 2 pounds per week. You might lose more at first, which is okay. I always think the heavier you are, the more likely you'll lose more than 1 to 2 pounds a week if you're on plan 100%. If you're not, like me, you didn't see those numbers. But like I said, it's all about sustainability. And sometimes losing big numbers sounds really great in theory, but if you all of a sudden veer off what you're doing, you'll see that number and it won't be there. And then that's a little bit like, oh. And then sometimes that messes with your head. Have a goal that's realistic to you. Going on vacation or have another life event coming up, you might want to put your weekly loss on pause for a minute. Just factor into planning how much you'll need to reach your ultimate number. See, I don't worry about, especially if something was coming up that week, I didn't worry about having a loss that week. I didn't always have to lose. I didn't want to lose momentum. I understand that, but as long as I was still on plan, even though I might have went off for a vacation or something, I felt like that was life. I don't feel like I needed to be on, it's vacation. It's 1 week. Not that I've been on vacation, but if I were to go, I feel like it's 1 week, especially during these, last 2 years, people aren't going away. So when you go away, keep it in check though. I mean, sometimes it's not like having dessert every night. Sometimes it's having a couple forkfuls of somebody else's dessert every night. That's a doable thing you can do that still keeps you on plan. Sharing keeps you on plan. It does, but you still have that little treat. I feel like we don't treat ourselves because we're so afraid to gain weight. And I feel like that's not a realistic journey, because in life, you do have these little things occasionally that come up. So why not do your journey that way? Set smaller goals to focus on now. You're more likely to reach milestones when there are shorter distances to get there. Ooh, I said that before I even read this. Maybe they're finally listening. Instead of thinking about your end goal, focus on what you're going to do this week to get there. The end goal cannot, and that's why I've been a Weight Watchers member since the late 80s. Back when I didn't have to lose that much. When you joined, I think the second or third week in, they gave you a goal weight. Because I said to her when I assumed they still did that, and she's like, "Oh no, we don't even go near there till you're closer to it." Because if you think about that number, it will mess with your head, especially if you have it will. If you have a lot of weight to lose, it will just you'll just be thinking, "I'm not getting there fast enough," and that's key too. Don't sit there and say, "I want to lose X amount of pounds by X amount of time." It doesn't usually work, and if it does work, then you've starved yourself to get there, because some goals are just a little unrealistic. And then where are you sitting at when you've not eaten properly to get to an unrealistic goal? You're stuck in this bad pattern, and I don't want to see you stuck there. I want to see you, yeah, it may take a little bit longer, but you're eating the food you want to eat and the way you want to eat it. So there's always a give and take with something, Check in with yourself. How are you doing with the smaller goal? Is it working? If not, think about what's getting in your way, and what you could do to make changes. Like I said, I lose it like I'm going to live it. That's how I, towards the last, 50 pounds, that's how it had to be, because I know me. I'm not going to change. I'm 50 some years old, and I have a lot of life to live. And I know that I'm Italian, 100%. There's going to be bread in my life. There's going to be desserts in my life. How do I fit those in and still stay on plan? That's how I had to do it, because I knew that's how life was going to be. I was not going to live the rest of my life on a restrictive diet. It would never work for me. And I didn't want to live like that. I didn't want to live like, oh, I can't eat that, or I can't go there, or, oh, what am I going to do? No, I want to live, and I want to go, and I want to do, and I want to enjoy, because I do want to live the rest of my life enjoying life. Don't ever forget that. That's because you're sitting there stuck because some people don't eat out because they're on plan. Seriously? I eat out all the time, and especially since we have this 0-point list, made it so much easier for me, I think, to eat out. You could have chicken as a 0-point food and fish as a 0-point food. That's your main protein. If that's 0, the rest of your meal can definitely fit in. If you have, some now restaurants offer whole wheat pasta. I won't order that, but it's on the menu for you. Potatoes are a 0-point food on the menu for you. Chinese places, you can get brown rice. I always have brown rice. I like the nuttiness of it, so I've always ordered brown rice when they started serving it. So I've always liked brown rice, but it's available as a choice. So there you go. There's 0-point options out there, and the restaurants, the Chinese, they steam their brown rice. So yes, it's a 0-point rice. Where some places you're like, it's not really 0 points, but steamed brown rice, 0 points. You can get, like I said, chicken and vegetables. All you have to get in a Chinese restaurant is your sauce. That's a win. I love going out for Asian Chinese food. I love it. I think that is such a great way. And I've been to, haven't since COVID, but all through my weight loss, I went to the Chinese buffet. They're like, how the hell did you do that? And I had losses that week. Why? Because chicken, vegetables, brown rice. I didn't have a crap ton of brown rice. I did have my serving of brown rice. And I would always get the chicken and broccoli, or the beef and broccoli. They always had a fish option, steamed with no breading. They always had marinated mushrooms and string beans. I always got that. And guess what? They have a salad bar. I don't know about you, but I never ate the salad bar before when I was heavy. I don't want to wasting stuff on salad. I can have that anytime. But now I have the salad bar, and they have pick and peel shrimp. And here's the thing with the pick and peel shrimp. They're not cleaned. So by the time it takes me to peel them and get that little vein out with my napkins, I've wasted how much time, and I have a beautiful salad with shrimp on it. I'm telling you, you have to work it, and it can be done. Does it take thought and planning? Sure it does. But I said every time I've gone to the buffet, I've lost that week. And I've gone that's when I was going on Tuesday nights. So we were going Saturday. It was Peter's favorite place to go was the Chinese buffet. That's his thing. He loved the Chinese cheap sushi. Made the kid happy. I didn't have to cook. It was a win-win. So yeah. And I'd always get a few pieces of sushi as well. So it can be done. But yes, we have to eat in moderation. I had to know what I was eating. You just have to know, and you have to be smart. And I know you're all smart. I know. But I know some of us don't like to think. How do I know that? D, what's the points for that? Think about what's in the food. Point it out yourself. Learn, because that's the person that can go out to eat and not have to stress about it. I know you're capable of that. All right, let's dive a little deeper because we haven't dived yet. It's normal to have dream digits you want to see on the scale, but do you have to tackle it all at once? Hell to the N to the O. No. And I'm going to put this out there to the masses. Do you I chose a 10-pound over my gold note. Am I embarrassed about that? No, I am not. Why? Because at 270, 156 is skinny to me. Yes, I am a size 10. I am not a size 6 or 8. That was never my goal. If I was a 6 or 8, I would be considered skinny. Right now I'm considered medium, which is perfectly fine with me. I didn't need to go from a 3X to a small, extra small. Why? What did I have to, I didn't have to, you don't have to prove anything to anybody. And remember, this is a lifestyle. You have to live like this. And I know that I needed to be able to still, I knew food was still going to be part of my life. It always will be. And I got that into, and I knew that this, while standards of America would say, well, you're not. I don't ever claim to be skinny. I claim to be normal, medium. That's what I wanted to be, and that's what I am, and I'm perfectly happy there. I didn't need this to get into my head to make me think I needed to be what they wanted me to be. I would be emaciated at the weight that the Weight Watchers wanted me to be, and I'd have been miserable. I would have been upset. It would have been a sad life. I would sit in there like, I can't eat that, because to maintain what they wanted me to weigh, life would have sucked. I would have been living on salad. And girls and boys, I ain't got time for that. I ain't got time for that. Think of this way it would even run a marathon on the first scale. Probably not. You break those 26 miles into smaller runs. Again, marathon. None of us are thinking of a marathon. See, that's the line, again, I'd like to remove from this. Yeah, let's skip that one. But for those of you that want to run a marathon, that's great. But the majority of people aren't thinking of a marathon. See, there's where my disconnect is with some of these topics. To put on the word marathon, I'm not, I'm a little over goal, but I am still in no shape to run no marathon. Even a goal, I wasn't in any shape to run a marathon, to put that in there. That's because whether you want to lose 50 pounds or run a marathon, you're thinking about the outcome goal, the ultimate destination that makes time to accomplish. At WW, we're here helping figuring out the path to get you there by setting smaller behavioral goals that won't leave you obsessing about the future. How about obsessing about the number on the scale? That's what people obsess about. I need to see this number, or I'm fat. Yeah, see, that's what they're not dealing with, and a lot of us go through that. When our numbers go up, we get upset. We do, because we feel up, like even me. Like, I'm 8 pounds over goal. I don't want to obsess about it. It's not that big of a deal in the big scheme of things, and I don't want it to get that way. When I sit there and obsess about 8 pounds, then I've not learned anything through all this. I've not. I've gained a weight obsession, a food obsession, when I had an over obsession. I'm saying, like, you don't want to trade overeating for undereating. You don't want to trade being a size 3X for being a size 4. That's not the trade-off. The trade-off is being a healthy weight, a healthy size. And you're the only one that determines that. Don't let WW determine what you weigh. You need to determine that, and your doctor. Because sometimes, yeah, it just doesn't always work for everybody. And that's why the people have gained, because it just didn't work for them. It was just too low. We have eating problems, and you just can't put us at a weight and think it's okay and say, okay, you're good. You're at goal. You're good. Because it's not going to work. Because you didn't solve the reason that we ate. If that reason's not solved, it's just going to be crazy. So that's just my little 2 cents. Take it or leave it. You don't have to like it. Again, you don't have to agree with me. I always say that this is not a place for you to go, she's right. No, it might be not right for you. It's right for me, and it doesn't mean it's right for you. But it's just Dish with Dee's opinion on her channel. So I appreciate that you watch. I appreciate that you enjoy my weekly topics, and some of you don't, and that's okay too. Again, I don't agree with my leaders. Sometimes I'll go, I don't agree with that. And that's our right to not agree. We just live in harmony, We appreciate each other's opinions, and that's what makes a good community. Like I said, appreciating your point of view, I want you to appreciate my point of view. You don't have to agree, and I don't have to agree. That's what makes it perfect. That's how the world should be, but it's not. I'm not getting on my soapbox right now. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comment section your opinion. I'd love to hear it. I love hearing your opinions. Again, you don't have to agree with what I say. I'm not here for that. I'm just here giving you my 2 cents. So, how'd you do this week on the scale? Let me know that in the comment section below. Who's geared up for the challenge? Let me hear that in the comments below too, because I know I am. And the sinuses are killing me right now. So thank you again. This is a little bit longer than I wanted to, but this is always a thing, this gets my goat. This topic. So it's near and dear to my heart, being that, like I said, I had the same issues. So thank you for watching. I will talk to you. We'll dish another day, I believe. I don't know if we're going to have we'll probably have a prep video tomorrow. I have a few things I wanted to make. We'll see if I get to it. So wish me luck. Ta-ta for now, my lovelies. Subscribe if you haven't. I always try to remember to say that. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up, and let me know. Bye-bye, folks.